is Plunge. I always wanted to come to Ecuador and volunteer, and campus ministry just gave me a great opportunity to come to my country. I'm from Ecuador originally. This week has been a taste of for me, the future, because I am planning to volunteer more than a week, probably a year. And this was just a great opportunity for me because I've always wanted to do this.
I wanted to go because my goal is to actually establish a nonprofit that helps girls in underserved countries. So this was an opportunity for me to kind of experience that and also academically kind of challenge myself.
Being a nursing major, I chose nursing because I have a passion for helping people and getting involved. So when I saw the trip to Ecuador, I definitely wanted to sign up. I knew that it would be the experience of a lifetime. How often do you get the opportunity to go down and immerse yourself in a completely different culture for a week? So I decided to sign up because I love the Hispanic culture, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to learn about a different culture other than what I grew up with, and to help people. The Damien House is a center for rehabilitation and kind of like a nursing home facility for people with Hansen's disease. Hansen's disease is former present-day leprosy. While we were there, I got to speak with a nurse at the facility. Her name was Rosita, and she just had the passion she had for her patients. Being a nursing major, it really inspired me, and she spoke about how you have to have human dignity, respect, and compassion towards your patients in order for them to get better. And just the relationship I saw with her patients and herself was really inspiring to me.
Damien House was great. It was a real chance to go and see what Hansen's disease is like, and it's something that it sort of meshed into this big lecture in nursing school of all these diseases that we don't really see anymore in the United States. And so, you know, there's all these things that you hear about, but you don't really know anything about them after that lecture. And I didn't even know that Hansen's disease, or what used to be called leprosy, was still active. I mean, I had no idea. So then coming here and seeing that it's still active and that there are still people suffering from it and what it's like, I don't know, it was a wake-up call as to what was still out there to discover in terms of healthcare.
For me, what was very difficult was to find out that at the Damien House, the patients do not get any type of therapy. No physical therapy, occupational therapy, none of that. So to me, that was very difficult to find out, because a lot of people, they heal, they get better, but then if someone gets an amputated hand, how are they going to go back to their normal lives? They don't have that. So that really frustrated me, because in the States everybody has that therapy, occupational therapy, and over here they just didn't have that, and that was very difficult for me.
The hardest thing for me was seeing some of the conditions under which people lived and having the answer, but not necessarily knowing how to go about executing that. It's like when we went to the after-school program and we saw, you know, the kids. For me, one of the hardest parts was the kids sharing 2 cups, you know, drinking water, and it's like 40 kids. And in my head, I'm like, okay, just go get more cups. But then it's like, well, where are they supposed to get the cups? And then if they're disposable cups, how are they supposed to get rid of the cups? So it was easy for me to come up with an answer, but the frustration came as that answer would easily be applied here, but that's not something that may work there. Listening to people talk about, you know, not having water in the home, and it's like, okay, well, how much does water cost? And hearing how minimal the cost of water is, it's like, okay, well, don't you just get the water? And then it's like, well, wait, they don't work, or if they do work, they may not make enough to buy the water. So that to me was hard, because it just seemed like I had all the answers, but it's a different culture, it's a different country, it's a different government. So those, solutions are not as simple to implement there as it would be here. So I think that was the hardest part for me.
It's like that whole scene of driving through and then going to the after-school program and being with the kids, and the lack of resources or facility or everything. And, kids are still, they're just so innocent, and just unfortunate that they have to be exposed to all of these hardships.
I saw God actually in each and every one of us. I think the decision to commit ourselves to a week of sacrifice, that in itself is a divine intervention. That we come in here totally naive and unaware of what the needs are, and then when we get here, we see that and the anger that stirs in the body of the injustices and the eagerness to try to do something, and how we had to kind of refrain from it and realize the limitations, but that what we do is right at that moment, at that time.
I think that campus ministry should definitely keep on offering opportunities like these. It offers exposure, it offers new knowledge through experience. Through seeing something with your own eyes. I learned a lot more here than I did through any documentary or textbook I've ever seen. So,
if you have an opportunity to do it, even if it's a situation where you may not feel that it might be something you're interested in, challenge yourself, because that's what life is about. And if you feel the spark to change something, regardless of how small you think it may seem, it may actually be something that can be brought about on a bigger level and can help a lot of people. I think that, even when I came back, I told my son, I said, at some point, I'm going to take you on a trip like this so you can see these things.
It's important that we expand our horizons beyond the walls of a homogeneous United States. We just know that even our alums are changing, even our student body is changing, and all that is because the world is becoming smaller and smaller. And if we expand that and are becoming aware of the justices or injustices, then it is important that we deliver a quality education by expanding our horizons.
Catholic social teaching and the social justice is not just Catholic, it's Christian, and it's what we have to do. When we see the injustice, you have to do something. For us as Catholic College, to expose our students using their critical thinking skills to make a difference, or to even make an attempt to make a difference, is the part of education that's absolutely necessary if society is really and truly going to change. It has to be a classroom of students thinking the same way, feeling the same way, that becomes a school that thinks and feels the same way, that changes the injustices in the world.